Stop wasting your potential. I came up with this topic speaking to one of my friends at work, and we were talking about just our city and where we live, and how there's so many people that have skills, whether it be in basketball, whether it be in editing, or just skills in general, that they end up not using these skills because of laziness and because of just not wanting to do it. And we were talking about it, and it kind of made us a little sad to think about how many people that we've known have been really good at something or still are really good at something, but they're not doing it because of just the fact of them not taking action and deciding, or hanging out with the wrong people, or them just not wanting to do it. Many of us have a lot of skills. Many of us have a lot of things that we are really, really good at, but we don't take advantage of the skill that we're actually good at, or the skill that God has even placed in some of us to do so. And as we were talking about that, I kind of thought and self-reflected on myself and thinking, like, I don't want to get to that point. I don't want to get to the point of I have skills, I have things that I'm really, really good at, but because I'm lazy, but because I surrounded myself with the wrong people, because I made the wrong decisions, them consistently doing this and not realizing the skills that they had, they ended up either becoming a drug addict, they either stay at home all day, they don't work, they don't do anything to support or anything that is actually using the skills that God has given them or that they've had just in general. And like I always say, when I speak to y'all, I speak to myself. And me deciding to speak about this topic will help me so much, and it will help you guys. And I kind of thought to myself, how do I get to the potential, or to my full potential? And I'm gonna just start off with the very basic things. You can start off with getting fit, eating healthy, reading more, journaling, have goals throughout your day, and learning new skills. Think about it as there's 24 hours in a day. Are we just promoting our laziness? Are we just sitting in bed all day on our phones, watching TikToks, watching Reels, watching just YouTube videos? Or are we getting up and taking action on what we want to do for our future, for our benefit, for our mental, for our spiritual, for our physical? Are we doing things that are increasing or getting us to that potential? And to think about it as, oh, other people are doing this, other people are doing that. But the thing is, they have the exact same 24 hours in the day that we have. But they're just using those 24 hours to do something completely different from what you're doing. That's why you're not necessarily in the same position as they are. If there's something that you want to do, the 24 hours in the day, most or some of those hours have to be dedicated to that. If you want to be the best at playing a sport, but you're sitting down or you're laying down in bed all day, how do you increase on your skill in that sport? And this goes with anything in life. We increase in skill by practicing. We increase in skill by taking action. And we get better by taking action. If you're laying down and sitting down all day, how do you expect yourself to grow? How do you expect yourself to change the position that you're in now? You think Kobe Bryant, you think Michael Jordan sat in bed all day? What do you think they did to become some of the greatest basketball players of all time? They practiced basketball because that's what they wanted to do. And to be successful and to provide for your family, maybe in the future or even now. What are we doing with these 24 hours that we have? What are we doing to support ourselves or to support our families? You don't want to live the same life for 5 years. You don't want to live with the same income for 5 years. You want to improve. You want to increase. You want to make life easier. And with doing all the things that I've mentioned, you're able to break bad habits. You're able to break that mindset of laziness. And it starts off small. Start off with consistency, because as you see, whenever somebody talks about being successful or anybody talks about getting better at something, it's consistency. And consistency as small as doing your bed every morning. That little thing will change your mindset on consistency, because then you consistently doing your bed in the morning, it will make you easily more consistent in other things. Let's say you want to become a YouTuber. Being consistent in posting videos because your mindset's already used to a little bit of consistency in what you're doing every morning or every night. And with doing things like following your dreams or trying or wanting to become successful, you have to understand that these things are not easy and they're worked for. In some cases, people are born with success or born with income. So they're kind of just living with money. They didn't really have to work for it. But in our cases, we don't have that. We weren't raised into $1 million families. We weren't raised into wealthy families. So we're going to have to work for that. Maybe your family tree isn't the wealthiest. Maybe your family tree isn't the richest. But the thing is, let's say you decide to actually lock in and do what you need to do and follow what you want to do, God willing, you will become wealthy or successful in that. And then you'll be able to build that generational wealth. You'll be able to build just wealth in general for your family in the future and for yourself now. A lot of us are stuck on this mindset because our surroundings, a lot of us are stuck on these mindsets because even our families, a lot of us are stuck in these mindsets because of social media. So it's important to understand that the people we surround ourselves with really dictate on how we think, really dictate on how we act. You have to separate yourself from negative thinking people, negative people in general, lazy people, and you have to come to your senses and realize if the people you're hanging out with or hanging around with, are they also trying to become successful as well? And even if they are, it's still up to us to take action in what we want to do anyways. 2 Thessalonians 3:10-12, I'll probably put it around here. It talks about how the people that are unwilling to work will not eat. If you're unwilling to work, you're not going to be able to provide. You're not going to be able to be financially stable. So what makes you think that you sitting down all day, you laying down all day is going to get you to where you want to be? It's not. I've heard a lot of people say that believers or Christians cannot be successful or wealthy, but it's only bad if you're putting that success or your money or your wealth over God. That's the only time it's bad. But as believers, we can still be wealthy and successful. Working hard and having God makes it easier for us. If we're doing it in the will of God and doing it the way God wants us to do it, it'll become easier for us in the sense that God will be able to help us in our emotions. God will be able to help us in our prayers and in the things that we're asking for. But the thing is, He will answer it according to how He wants us to do it. But if we continue to work hard and allow God to work in our life while we work hard, we're going to be able to reach what we want to reach. We're going to be able to reach what we want to reach. And if that means getting rid of social media, getting rid of some friends, or just separating yourself, then do it. Don't let social media use you. Don't let social media make your mindset shift into thinking that, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Comparison is the thief of joy. A lot of people stop doing or stop being consistent because they see others getting to a place before them. We're not those people, and our paths are different. They may take longer, they may take shorter. But if you continually work hard and improve on what you're doing, time will be your best friend in that sense. Get around the biased mindset of how you see so many people now getting rich, getting successful off of one little thing. There's many people that don't even try and get famous now. There's many people that don't try and they're rich now. But the thing is, we don't have that. I don't know what the case is for what you guys want to do, but we have to get out the mindset of comparing ourselves with others. You have to understand our paths are different. Your characteristics are different. So the way you do it is not going to be the exact same as another person is doing it. It's okay to have inspiration, but when you start just blatantly copying them and kind of just throwing away your ideas to fit in with what they're doing exactly, that's when we really have to check ourselves. Because the way you do it is efficient to certain people. The way you do it is efficient to how God wants you to do it as well, if God has called you to do it. So, with this being said, shift your mindset of laziness and shift it to taking action and doing what you want to do to become successful and the best person you want to be and the best person God wants you to be. And it will shift your physical, your mental, and your spiritual. Talk less and do more.